Hello YouTube, it's Universe Bear here with another quick battle replay for you. I know I haven't posted in a while. I got a full-time job and I just bought a house, so things have been a little nuts, but hopefully I can get some good videos out to you guys. So this is with the new patch, and one thing that they buffed in the new patch was Doom Divers. So I definitely want to check these guys out. They got their AP back, so they used to have AP. And they were super popular back in the day, and then they took the AP away. These guys kind of got relegated to kind of a meme unit, and now they're back, so I want to test out how effective they are. So I brought 3 of them against the Dwarfs here. I believe this is Maelorm Saul's Dwarfs. So I guess we can look at the deployments real quick here. So he's got some miners blasting charges in the front. And then he's got another layer of onions of dwarf warriors, and then following that up with some longbeards with great weapons in case I brought in any black orcs. Quite a few longbeards with great weapons actually. And then he's got some thunders, which are great against black orcs, some regular quirlers here, which will kind of deal with quite a few things. He has the grudge thrower, which is great against blobs of black orcs, or any infantry unit really. It's got a cannon which can snipe out lords. It also can do some counter artillery pretty effectively. Dragonback slayers here protect the back line. And then he does have a rune lord who's decked out with Rune of Oath and Steel for more armor, Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin for damage and negative speed, and some damage resistance there. On my side, I got a bunch of orc boys intermixed with the warlords boys. These goblins out here who aren't too happy about that, and the 8 peak loonies, as well as Wurzag, Goblin Big Boss Squad. Just some goblin archers in case he had any gyros that would come in to try to take care of my artillery, and then some Night Squig hoppers just hiding behind the hill. There's nowhere else to really hide them right now, so I'll spring them out a little bit later. And yeah, usually I bring a build with 3 rock lavas, but I want to see if the Doom Divers with their new AP could do any better. So let's get going. So we're just gonna have to pull up here, get into range. Our range is a little bit less than the Dwarfs' range. It's 400 versus the 440 of the Dwarves. And they're already going to be opening up shots just against orc boys, so honestly I'm okay if they waste ammo on these guys. They're not too expensive. And meanwhile my Doom Divers are going to push up here, and then we'll start answering them in kind. So he's just doing a little bit of damage. Maybe we can get some nice damage shots here while we wait for the Doom Divers to get in position. Come on. You know you wanna take out some greenskins. Here it comes. Boom! Right into the goblins that no one cares about. So I'm pretty okay with that. I could pound on those guys all day. Doom Divers are finally in range, but my opponent has noticed and he's gonna be pulling back. So he's leaving the miners here. I'm guessing he thinks I'm a little bit of a special greenskin. I'm going to waste my expensive ammo on these miners. Not going to do it though. I'm just going to move forward until I can get in range of these artillery pieces. See how they do with counter artillery. They have AP and they have really good accuracy because they are guided missiles. So my theory here is they actually should do pretty good against artillery. So he'll be opening fire in a second here. We should see how this opening volley goes. He's just sitting back. Probably a good idea for him. He's going to see if he can win this artillery battle. So in come the Doom Divers. Riding high in the sky. Getting all that adrenaline before they ultimately just crash into the ground and die. So pretty accurate right there. These guys missed, but they still hit some Dwarf Warriors. Took out a model. It's not too bad. But you can't see they're taking damage back. And even though they did get some good model kills here, they haven't done too much damage yet. That was a pretty good hit right there. I'm going to bring these Night Goblin Squig hoppers up here. I kind of want to take out these miners if I can real quick so they don't use their blasting charges on my front line. Figured I could swoop in here before these guys would advance because they're doors and they're slow. bit of a miscalculation on my part. He gets the blasting charges in, and I'm going to take a bunch of this this range fire here. So we got pretty good damage on the charge there, and we are dealing with them, but they're going to be supported pretty fast. And I'm going to have to pull out of there. Now that I've noticed that they're coming forward, I'd rather do damage to some of the more expensive troops here that I might not be able to get to, especially because my Calv is getting a little tied down. So I'm going to switch to their back line and some of their Longbeards with the Doom Divers, see if we can get some good kills that way. These guys just... They took a few too many volleys to the face. They're going to have to pull back. These guys are going to have to pull back. So not a great opening skirmish for me on the front lines. I'm going to throw some goodbye blasting charges to make sure we don't come back and remember who sent us retreating. So I'm going to split these guys up. I don't want them to get a blasting charge in the face, so hopefully this way it'll kind of make them reorient, but they are going to pick these guys, so right away they're going to charge in with the Warlords boys. Honestly, I'd rather they hit the Orc boys. They didn't do too much damage anyway, so this should be pretty good for us. These guys are regrouping. You can see the Doom Divers are already doing quite a bit of damage. These Thunderers have lost 20 models. They've lost 15 there. They've lost 11 there. And these Longbeards have lost quite a few as well. So Doom Divers definitely doing good work up here. And you can see their artillery has switched to the Orc boys and stuff, which is where I want it to be, really, because they're not worth too much money. So a nice big meaty charge against these Longbeards. These guys probably aren't going to win. I was trying to get into their Quarrelers there, but my opponent had a nice block. With the Wag, though, they should do some good damage. These Miners are going to be pretty much finished off. These Longbeards have been so hurt by the Doom Divers that honestly this is pretty good for me. Pretty good trade. You can see the Goblins coming in here. But here we go because it hits 3 units, so I thought that was a good use of value there. These Orc boys are doing okay against the Dwarf Warriors. Unfortunately, I didn't charge in with those. Squid Hoppers are getting a little bit of a second run here. Getting into the Quarrelers, kind of messing them up, but the Thunderers are going to provide Overwatch fire there, so that's not going to be great for me. Doom Divers have whittled those Thunderers down quite a bit. You know, who needs a backline cav when you have Doom Divers, apparently. So you can see we're starting to win this front line engagement here. These Longbeards are buckling, these Dwarf Warriors are buckling. These Longbeards didn't really take too much damage from the Doom Divers, if any, so they're pretty strong, and they're going to be able to deal with these Warlord boys pretty well, even though their armor's down to 70. I did use the effigy of the Git to stop these Quarrelers from running away, let my Orc boys get in there and do some good damage. You can see the front line is just buckling here. Got a little pocket in here with my my 2 Goblin Big Bosses and Wurzag. We're going to try to take out this Ruin Lord. Ruin Lords don't really excel at fighting too much. They're not too bad at it, but definitely something we can deal with. If we take out that leadership, that'll definitely help us for sure. You can see over here these Orc boys and Dwarf Warriors having a pretty equal trade, honestly. You would think Dwarf Warriors would usually win this, but with Wurzag's busts and stuff, I find the Orc boys, you know, are pretty well suited to taking on Dwarf Warriors, which means you can bring a nice fat line to overwhelm the Dwarves with. This Ruin Lord is hanging in there pretty good. I think he's got some Dwarvy lads in here, which are blocking a lot of the hits. Trying to get into this back line. You can see these Orc boys have had enough over here. Just really procking that Bonewood staff to try to get a little bit more melee attack on my lads. Unfortunately, this flank is breaking. It does have some long beards and such. And it looks like he's going to bring him in here. I totally forgot about these Goblin archers, but I'm going to bring him into play now. If I have to, I'll send them into melee against these Dwarf Warriors because I really want to protect the Doom Divers. They're doing some great work. And you can see he's kind of fought back my backline push here. We're starting to stagnate a little bit in this pocket here. But the Ruin Lord taking a ton of damage. He's not happy. He wants to get out of there. He does have these long beards that are coming in with their great weapons, and he is going to squeak by, but I'm going to path my guys out. Come after him. I really want to take him out, especially because he's pretty weak right now. These the Warlords boys coming in here, going to provide some armor sundering, make it a little easier to take down these heavily armored Longbeards. I did get some Orc boys over here. on the Dwarf Warriors, so they're not going to be able to get to the Doom Divers just yet. This group is going to go check out over there for some reason. You can see these Dragonback Slayers kind of last samuraiing into these goblins. But I think the samurais are going to win this one for once. And I am going to pop Fist of Gork. Maybe that was a wasted spell, but, you know, 49-42 versus 45-44. They're dishing out some damage, really. I don't know if I think my own fire caused some morale penalties there, probably, and made them fit. So maybe I should have just left those guys not firing. But they are going to break through. Doom Divers are now entering combat with their beastly 10-6 melee attack, melee defense skills against these Dwarf Warriors. Hopefully they can last long enough that these guys use up the rest of their ammo. You can see that we're bringing Wurzag and the Goblin Big Boss is against this Ruin Lord. He's not happy, but he does have support from some Dwarf Warriors. I really want to get into this backline with something. Going to send the 8-peak loons back here. I'm going to try to get on those Corlors. Doom Divers is still dealing with the backline pretty well, done a ton of damage. Really, mostly the only thing doing damage to the backline there. And you can see he's bringing up his own artillery crews. So, you know, pretty much all the artillery has used up all the ammunition that they had. This Ruin Lord is not having a good time. He's trying to bring in everything here to support the Ruin Lord. You can see the balance of power is in my favor, but he does still have quite a few units, and I'm starting to run out of units to take on everything. So these the Dwarf Warriors are into the Doom Diver catapults. They fire off their last gobbo, and now they're going to be in melee mode. These Dwarf Warriors are trying to hold on against these beastly Doom Diver crews, but they just can't handle the might of the Doom Divers. I'm going to be chasing off this Ruin Lord. I figure if I can chase off the Ruin Lord, a lot of the stuff is fairly low. And maybe we can just kind of chain ride everything, because I don't honestly think I can kill all these models, especially because he does have the Dragonback Slayers there. I don't know if Wurzag and the boys can beat the Dragonback Slayers since they are large entities. So I just want everything to run. Try to use that balance of power to the maximum effectiveness here. Can't see that the 8-peak loonies, you know, they're not going to run away, and they're actually chasing off quite a few units. Anyway, you can see things are starting to break now. Pretty much the whole army is gone. It just has the Dragonback Slayers, and my opponent is going to bow pretty soon. He's not going to make me fight those Dragonback Slayers, so good on him. And honestly, it was a very good close fight. For a long time, I was worried that I was losing too many troops, and that I was just going to have Wurzag and the boys running around, and they're going to slowly get taken down. But we did manage to rout everything after we took out that Ruin Lord, and I think that's what won us the game. If we look at these Doom Diver catapults, you know, sitting around 190 kills for each of them, and those are all on, you know, Thunderers, Artillery Crew, Longbeards, pretty high value units. I'm pretty happy with their performance. I feel like if I had brought Rock Labas, they'd probably get around 50-60 kills each, and these things seem to be pretty decent at counting artillery. So I'm going to try these guys out some more. I think they've really brought the Doom Divers back. I'm pretty excited for that myself. You can see the Orc boys did okay. 64, 32, you know, they're just kind of there to provide a nice wide wall of troops that the Dwarves have to grind through. And, you know, 21, 15, 40, I find they trade pretty well with buffs. You can see the 8-peak loonies, Warlord boys did great. Unfortunately, the Squid Coppers were not used very well, and these Goblins actually did pretty good. His Dwarf Warriors did pretty good. The Dragonback Slayers caused quite a bit of damage, and his own artillery did quite well. So Mulbert Sol, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was a very close game. I had a lot of fun. I hope we run into each other on the ladder soon, and take care, guys.